At the beginning of the movie, we see a nurse named 𝐀𝐋𝐖 and her boyfriend Ho-hong. When 𝐀𝐋𝐖 goes to take a shower, Ho-hong notices that 𝐀𝐋𝐖's phone is also receiving notification sounds when he receives texts. He checks her bag and finds another phone besides 𝐀𝐋𝐖's phone, and when she comes out, Ho-hong asks her why she is checking his text messages. Here both of them start quarreling about Ho-hong's ex-girlfriend and 𝐀𝐋𝐖 gets furious. But Ho-hong silently leaves from there. We then come to know that Hong has been missing for a week and his family also doesn't know where he has gone. 𝐀𝐋𝐖 is struggling with insomnia since then, and a doctor advises her to consider changing her pillow. The next day 𝐀𝐋𝐖 goes to a shop to buy a pillow, where she sees a medicine pillow that smells good and she buys that pillow. Now when she comes home, she starts getting strange attraction from that pillow and she falls asleep on the couch. Then after some time, Hong comes to her, seeing that she gets scared at first but then she becomes happy. After which Hong forcefully has sex with her. But then she wakes up and realizes that it was just a dream. We are then shown a flashback in which we learn that 𝐀𝐋𝐖 accidentally stabbed Ho-hong in the neck and killed him during the quarrel. She had then cleaned and vacuum sealed his body in a bag before hiding it in the closet. Then after a few days, she tells Mabel that strangely she falls asleep right away every time when she sleeps with her new pillow. Just then the doctor comes there and tells 𝐀𝐋𝐖 that one of his friends is in the crime unit and he can help her find her boyfriend. Now every time 𝐀𝐋𝐖 was using that pillow, Hong was having sex with her in her dreams. And one day she notices that her health is degenerating due to this. She calls Mabel and asks her to apply for 2 days leave for her. And then she again sleeps with that pillow. And now it is revealed that the man whom she has been having sex with in her dreams is actually an incubus-like demon in disguise as her dead boyfriend. And he has been draining her life force. We then see Mabel and 2 officers from the crime unit outside Mabel's house who received a text from Hong's phone that 𝐀𝐋𝐖 is in trouble. They force their way into the apartment and find her on her bed holding that pillow and in critical condition. In the next story, we see a boy named 𝐂𝐃 sitting in the dark in his room. Then his mother comes there and says that she has to work the night shift. Now after she leaves, 𝐂𝐃's friend Char visits him, and 𝐂𝐃 says they shouldn't have played that game last time. Then in a flashback, we see a group of friends entering their old primary school which they graduated from. The school is about to be demolished and has been completely abandoned except for the old caretaker still living there. They all come inside and start refreshing their old memories. But we see the door of the school close automatically. After this, 𝐀𝐋𝐖 is dancing in a room when suddenly the school guard Chan comes there. Those students tell Chan that they are all graduates from 2003 and tomorrow is the school anniversary and also 𝐀𝐋𝐖's birthday. They would like to celebrate with her before the school is demolished. Chan asks them to leave before it gets dark and then he leaves there. They then all start partying on the roof of the school. And after some time 𝐀𝐋𝐖 and Princess go to the washroom. Here Princess asks her if she misses Mr. Lee, to which she says a little. After which Princess leaves from there. Meanwhile, 𝐀𝐋𝐖 senses someone being there and thinks that Princess is playing a prank on her. She asks her to pass the toilet paper, and we see a hen passing her the paper. Then when she comes out, she finds 𝐂𝐃 and Princess there, and she thinks they were trying to scare her. Now later when 𝐂𝐃 tries to listen to the recording on the phone, he hears very scary voices in it. Then they all decide that they will play a ghost hunting game. Now 𝐂𝐃 tells them that the name of the game is Master and Ghost, in which all of them will put $100 in the pool. Roles will be written on 7 pieces of paper in which 1 will be Master and 1 will be a ghost and 5 will be human. Each game will last 15 minutes. And as soon as they get their paper, they have to spread out and hide in a place where no one can find them. When they know their respective roles, the game will start. When the master catches someone who is not the ghost, the one who gets caught has to say "I am human" and surrender. Then the master will make the humans as his attendant and these attendants have to follow the master with their hands on the other's shoulders. When the game is over, humans who do not get caught by the master can get back their $100. Now 𝐂𝐃 and 𝐀𝐋𝐖 are on a video call and she tells him that she has got the role of ghost. 𝐀𝐋𝐖 asks him about her sister Little Bo, and when 𝐂𝐃 gives the phone to Little Bo, she tells 𝐀𝐋𝐖 that someone is behind her, but she doesn't see anyone there. On the other hand, Tat and Princess are searching for the rest of the humans and ghost, and we see one of their friends is hiding behind them. But as he leaves, a few kids jump out of the painting and follow him. On the other hand, Tat and Princess scare one of their friends and when he tries to flee, they catch him. Now Char tells 𝐀𝐋𝐖 that he just saw Tat on level 4, and only then he sees someone behind 𝐀𝐋𝐖, seeing whom she starts running away from there in fear. But it turns out to be one of their friend Hing. Then shortly after the 15 minutes are over, all the friends come out and give money to 𝐀𝐋𝐖. And when 𝐂𝐄 clicks her photos, a spirit also gets captured in them. Now after some time, they all decide to leave from there, but only then it starts raining. The boys then go to Chan and by giving him a cigarette and beer, they take his 𝐂𝐂 from him. But when they are leaving there, we see that something starts happening to Chan. On the other hand, little Bo is very tired, so she falls asleep in the washroom. And here we see Mr. Lee behind her. But then she wakes up and Mr. Lee disappears. After that, they put little Bo to sleep outside on the cot and decide to start round 2 of the game. Then they all go out to hide. And Char sees that this time he has become the master. And 𝐂𝐄 sees that he is the ghost. Bo goes to hide in Chan's room and thinks that he is sleeping. But we see that Chan is actually dead. On the other side, 𝐀𝐋𝐖 and Princess get scared to see 𝐄𝐄 there. But then they come to know that Ta and other friend are playing a prank on them. But we see a ghost there as they leave. Here Char catches Bo, who says he is human. Then they find a ball there which Char kicks out of the window. And after they leave, the ghost comes there and sits on the chair. And we see that the ball is actually a kid's head. And the kid on the chair is headless. Here 𝐂𝐄 is hiding in a place when a friend of his comes there. And 𝐂𝐄 asks him to go and hide somewhere else. But only then does he get terrified seeing that it is actually a ghost of their principal, who says that she wants to be human again. On the other side, we see that all the children have disappeared from the painting, and they are following Char and his friends. Here the principal's ghost comes to little Bo, where there is also the ghost of Mr. Lee and of many school children, and they all surround little Bo. After this, they see that little Bo is not on the cot and they start looking for her. And then 𝐂𝐄 also comes there, who is quite scared. Then after some time, 𝐀𝐋𝐖 gets little Bo, but when she goes to her, it turns out to be a ghost of an old lady. Back to the present, Char says his grandpa told him nobody plays that game anymore. 𝐂𝐄 says there is a reason why nobody dares to play it. Only then Char asks him if he knows he is dead. It has been 7 days and now it's time for all of them to go to hell. He asks him to follow him and then disappears into the mirror. And then 𝐂𝐄 sees himself as a ghost in the mirror. He then goes back to his room, and we see the spirits of the students, Chan, and the principal in the house. And then we see their group in the painting. Now in the next story, we see a prostitute named Jenny who thinks that she also wants to have a family and kids as well. Today is the ghost festival, and she hasn't visited her parents' graves for a long time, so she will go back home after tonight. We then see Uncle Lam, a short elderly man carrying a black umbrella. He says that tonight is his last night in the city, so he will try to do as many good deeds as possible. He stands at a crosswalk where he saves a woman from getting knocked down by a bus. But the woman asks him to mind his own business and walks away, and Lam carves a mark on the umbrella handle. After this, he is on a bus when a robber enters that bus and tries to rob Lam and the driver. But Lam knocks the knife from his hand and drives him away. That driver gets impressed with his bravery and says that he will give him a lift to Mongkok. Later, when he is passing through a street, he sees a thug beating up a man. Lam stops him and alerts the police, fearing that the thug runs away, and Lam again carves a mark on the umbrella handle. He then encounters Jenny, who bumps into him intentionally, and tricks him into accompanying her to her apartment after pretending to sprain her foot. Lam says when he reaches outside her apartment building, that a lot of people died from a fire last year in this building. She then brings him to her apartment and starts taking off her clothes. But Lam asks her to stop ruining herself and says he wants to help her. But she forcefully tries to sell him her service. When he declines her services, she turns nasty and tries to extort money from him. Now when Lam checks his purse, there is no money in it, and Jenny screams for help from her bodyguard saying he raped her. Now when the bodyguard enters the apartment, he turns out to be the thug whom Lam confronted earlier. Cornered and about to be attacked, Lam reveals his true identity as a demonic creature. He kills both of them and devours Jenny's innards, much to the horror of the owner of the apartment who enters the room and witnesses it. He then says he has been practicing for 129 years, and he never thought he would not be able to hold it in his last deed. In the end, we see Jenny's ghost, saying she never thought she would die this way and she is shameful. She needs to go home and have to find a fresh body. Please like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon never to miss new video updates. Thanks for watching.